Let's make this a bit smaller. There we go. Can you guys hear my voice? It's better. Can you guys hear my voice? It's better. All right. Cool. All right, y'all, give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? I'll be back. All right. We got everything working. All right, cool. Here we go. What's up, my peeps? What up, Soul Chat? What's going on, guys? Whoops. There we go. Okay. All right, now we can get started, yeah? What's going on, Soul Chat? It's been a while since I've gone on live. It's good to see you guys. Red, what up, Kearns? What up, Aaliyah? What's up, Etheric? What's going on, y'all? How has the Matrix been treating you guys? Let me see. What kind of poll can I use for today? What questions? Cool. There it is. There we go. All right, guys. Okay, guys, the message of the day. Something you've been unclear about will click into place. A decision, a direction, a sign. It will arrive when you're calm, not when you're searching. Trust the moment it comes. It will feel like you are remembering, not discovering. This is something that you guys have probably gone through in the past. All forms of healing, if you guys have taken notice, all forms of healing, it doesn't really feel like healing. It does feel like healing, but it feels more like just remembering. Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm a divine being and I can create at any whim. I just was taking my own power away through my negative beliefs, you know? And that's usually what it comes down to, guys. Is just an act of remembrance, the remembrance of what you actually are. An infinite being of pure divinity, pretending you're not. Yeah? Awesome. Cool, and as you guys can see, if you guys would like to donate or shoot some love my way, or you guys want a quick reading or anything like that, the donation button is pinned right here in the YouTube chat. Yeah. And I would prefer that you guys, if you guys want to donate to that link rather than a super chat. Although it doesn't really matter, honestly. But yeah, let's go. How you guys been? How you been, Kearns? What's going on? How you been, Etheric? What's going on? How you been, Red? Zane, Aaliyah, how you guys been? Crazy, my sleep is so light, so tired, very good vibes. All of them for me. Let's go, Kearns. Edgar, lots of body aches, purging and integrating new energies, bursts of heat. Okay. Body temps rising, a fire element in full force. Okay. Water 2, emotional purging. How are you? Looks like there's a lot of transformation happening with you, Red. At least that's what lot of transformation and cleansing. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great. Every now and then I decide to take a little break from social media, and I've kind of gotten like a little rhythm going on, because there was at one point I was just doing too many lives and I was just doing too much content, and you get burnt out no matter what. You're gonna get burnt out, and it takes away my balance, you know. So it's good to take little breaks and then return, and it's good to see you guys as well. All right. All right, going straight to the poll, I see that there's a lot of guidance and creativity. The type of signs that that's been following you guys the most. And of course, there was the 11/11 portal yesterday. How was that, you guys? Do you guys feel any energies? Do you guys connect? Or are you guys just chilling, vibing in the human experience? I'm ready to move forward and actually see some external change. That's all I can really say. It's gonna happen no matter what, Etheric. You've been focusing on this, that it's like the universe is eventually going to just turn into your favor. Sometimes we think that we need to learn some type of lesson first in order for us to move forward. But a lot of the times it's just that the timing is not right yet, right? Like because there's a version of you guys, right? There's a version outside, or I guess I would say inside, in the spiritual realm that is overseeing everything. You can call this your higher self, but it's also like a part of you that's the infinite self, that's the creator self, right? And this part of you is overseeing every event that is happening, right? And it is all in the name of evolution, right? So what is evolution? It's just the moments where you return to your divinity. That's what we call evolution, right? And the way to do that is by learning lessons, right? But sometimes it's not just learning lessons. Sometimes it's just, the timing isn't there for you to learn this lesson yet, if that makes sense. Right? You haven't met the right people, you haven't had the right perceptions yet for you to learn this lesson that you need to learn in order for you to get out of this cycle that you're in, right? So timing and everything comes together perfectly. God's plan, the cosmic game that we're playing, and there is no mistakes. There's only the perception of mistakes because of your human lens, but in reality, everything is absolutely perfect. And when you start looking at it this way, you start shifting dimensions and entering the dimension or the higher timeline that has always been happening in the background, right? I always like to say higher timelines, your manifestations, your higher timelines, your higher all that stuff, your destiny is always happening no matter what. It's just really up to you and your awareness to see it. And again, you don't have to be on it all the time. It's very difficult to always be on the highest awareness that you can be. But that's not the point. The point is to let go so much, be grateful for your condition. Doesn't matter where you're at, doesn't matter what's going on, that you can let go of resistance. Once you let go of resistance, then you're going to be able to see your plan, even if you're not there yet, right? So a lot of this spiritual journey isn't about gaining knowledge. It's actually about letting go of knowledge, if that makes sense. Then you're going to be able to see your true path. And you're going to be able to see, wow, that's been happening in the background the whole time. My higher timeline has always been happening in the background. And all you have to do is dip your toe in it a little bit. See it a little bit. Feel it a little bit. 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes while you're meditating, whatever, right? Once you see it, right? And let's say you go back to your lower self. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because you've gained that perception. You know it's real now. You felt it already. And you know you can return to that, yeah? Thanks, Red. Yeah, breaks are... You gotta take a break, man. Hey, everyone. Hey, Edgar. Hope everyone is doing well mentally and physically. Hello, JS Cray. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. What up, Embers? Oh, I like that little dragon eye you have there, Embers. That's pretty cool. 444, let's go. I'm good overall. High vibes. Feel good. Hard to leave home at work, and I'm bummed. The holidays are here and not enough truth out for me. Fam still thinks I'm nuts. 11/11 was intense night I called. I clicked in sick. 11/11. Okay, cool. Hey man, that's just the path. That's just the spiritual path. People are gonna think you're crazy until they die. They're gonna think you're crazy until they die and they see heaven with their own eyes, with their own spiritual eyes, and they're gonna be like, "Holy shit, Kearns was fucking right the whole time." Mostly threes, but got a tons of fours yesterday. I didn't put fours on the poll. I was so chill yesterday, man. It was so nice. Worked on my car, got so much done. Let's go. It's weird. It's weird that it's just passing energies passing by in the universe, which of course are you as well, right? But to your current awareness, they're not. They feel like they're outside of you. So sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't feel good. Sometimes some things trigger you. That's just the game we're playing here. But when you do feel good, when vibes are good, take advantage, man. Take advantage, feel good about your life, get shit done, be productive. You sound like you have a good, like you had a great day there, Red. You've been seeing 222 like crazy. 222 is the number of, what did I put here? Balance and trust. That's right. It's also the feminine number in numerology. So maybe it's asking you, possibly, to open up your heart a little bit more. But then again, when it comes to numbers, sometimes they don't really have significant meaning. They only have meaning to what your perception of the universe is, if that makes sense. I mean, you guys heard me say this all the time, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, for sure. I do feel some acceleration, some sort of acceleration energetically. I'm just waiting excitedly, and the tougher times I can handle better. Also, I see the growth. It'll happen. I trust myself. Let's freaking go, man. I love that. Cheers, my friends. To better times ahead, my friends. To stronger vibes, higher vibes, to more love, and to more expansion, man. To more evolution, yes, of the soul. Alchemy of the soul. Turning your pain into wisdom. You think about it, guys. It's like where you're living like a movie. It really is. You really are the main character. And it's not to be like, oh, I'm the main character, I'm better than everybody else. No, it's like you understand that you are the main character in your story, and so is everyone else in their story. Yeah, it's like a perception. It doesn't mean you're going to be an asshole now and be like, well, this is my movie, I'm better than everyone, I get to do whatever I want. No. In fact, it's like the opposite. The main character isn't like, I'm the shit, guys. You know? It's the main character goes through shit. If you watch a movie, the main character is not out here thinking he's better than everybody. The main character has trauma. The main character has darkness that they have to overcome. The main character has a bunch of shit to create this story. So you're creating your movie right now. You're creating your story by playing this cosmic game that we're playing right now. And if you can, it's actually so simple, this game, guys. If you can return to this awareness that we're just playing a game, right? It's not a big deal. Yeah, we're just playing a game. We're having fun as souls. This isn't our true self. When you return, even though it's difficult, when you try your best to return to this awareness, you start to let go of resistance, right? And again, it's not about knowledge. It's not about adding more knowledge. Like, let's say you have a negative belief, right? And you want to add another belief to destroy this belief. Well, add a good belief, right? That's adding more knowledge. You're actually just supposed to let go. Let go of that negative belief. Let go of that resistance. When you let go of the resistance, right? You'll understand that, oh, all of these beliefs are illusions. The truth is just out there. It's just there. It's just with me being aware of it. Instead of me thinking about it. When you start thinking about the truth, what if it's this way? What if it's that way? Well, why can it be this way if it's this way, right? Your mind starts messing with you and you start creating negative belief patterns. This is what causes, spiritual psychosis and things like that, guys. Right? So the more aware you guys are going to, because it's going to happen, guys, you're going to get more and more aware of the universe. This is just the beginning. It's 2025, about to be 2026, right? The New Earth timeline has just begun. So you're just going to get more and more aware. It's just what it is. This is your life. You're a light worker and you're a starseed and you're an alchemist. This is what you came here to do. Expand and evolve. Yes? And it's going to happen no matter what. So the more you expand, the more you evolve, the less you should be thinking about it. And instead just surrendering to that expansion. Surrendering to that awareness. And letting go of resistance. A lot of spiritual awareness and spiritual intelligence isn't gaining more knowledge, it's actually letting go of it. Am I making sense here, guys? Am I making sense? Let me know. Let me know if I'm making sense. And yes, cheers, Red. I can feel the energy in my hands in the air. I told you. Look, the more awareness you guys get, the more you're going to feel things like that. The more you're going to start feeling your aura around you. The more you're going to start feeling like you are the room. The more you're going to start being aware of yourself as consciousness itself. Because if you guys think about it, the only reason we are, in lower frequencies is because we, as consciousness itself, aren't aware that we're consciousness. That's it. That's why we manifest lower energies. But when consciousness begins to be aware that it is consciousness, right? Rather than, oh, I'm a human and I have a name and I'm my ego and blah blah blah. No, I'm actually the part of God, consciousness itself, the spark, right? The soul. Once you begin to have awareness of this, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that's gonna get in your way, right? It doesn't matter what demon, what curse there is. It's all an illusion. You understand that because you're making that up. You're creating that with your awareness, or with your inverted awareness, which is the lower realms. Yeah. Everything is still super weird, unsure of what's ahead, and everything is so out of whack in the current. I know I'm ready to leave home again, but finances are really crazy. Everything is just weird. These are all just your typical steps, right, Cray? These are all just your typical steps of the soul path, the path of the soul as a human. All your typical steps of expansion and evolution, right? Everything's gonna feel weird. Everything's gonna be strange. Everything might even be scary. But it's all this has to happen in order for you to become the version of you that you're trying to become. I don't like to use the word trying, I guess. This has to happen in order for you to be molded to become the version of you that already exists. If that makes sense. The higher version of you that already exists. In order for you to match to this version of yourself, yeah? The version of you that's gone, the version of you that's putting in work in your self-development and your self-improvement, the version of you that's more aware of spirituality, right? You need to go through these initiations. And some of these can be so dark, right? But again, it's just the purging. I treat money like a game. Also, health and premium will skyrocket in January. I laugh at their attempts for fear. The Matrix is so cute. Yeah. It's funny because once you become so aware, Red, the game doesn't scare you anymore. I'm talking about the cosmic game, that we're playing now. It doesn't frighten you anymore. Because you understand that everything happens, all of it happens all at once. Yeah. Meaning every possibility, every timeline that's going on is happening now. Why am I not getting why am I not getting your... I can see you typing. What's going on? I can see your comment right here, but I can't see it over here for some reason on my computer. Let me see. Strange. Alright, well, I'll read it off right here. Edgar, can I ask you for a favor. I don't think where I am currently serves my highest good. Yet I am uncertain about the future. I'm trying to, but not sure if I would be able to move out next year. Okay. Guidance. Okay. Okay, so everything starts, like all manifestations, right, in the universe, start with a desire. Okay. And if you know in your heart, which I can kind of feel that you do, is that what you're trying to do is for your highest good, meaning move out and do other stuff, right? So it means you're following your intuition, okay? And you're not following fear, right? Because if you're trying to move away because of fear, something bad's gonna happen to you, you're scared or whatever, right? Instead of like, maybe this isn't for my highest good. That's a different type of thing. That's intuition never moves from fear, right? So if you know it's best for your evolution, okay, then that desire is already out there in the field, right? In the field of the universe. Yeah, so the timeline's already done. So you're already matching to this timeline, yeah? So everything starts, because this place is an inversion, right? Meaning here it's in opposite, I guess you can call it opposite, more inverted reality. So if that means if it's inverted, that means everything happens from the spiritual realm first, and then it comes through here as inversion, right? So if your belief in this, your knowing in this, this is what it is, this is what's gonna happen, the timeline's already done, that means it's already happening now, right? So every single choice that you're making, including getting guidance from myself and maybe even doing other stuff, right? Praying and whatever, it's all part of this timeline that you are creating, that you have already created, that you're stepping on. Okay? So what you have to do, I suggest what you have to do is make this timeline more solid. How do you make this timeline more solid? You write things down on your journal. Okay? And you are, remember, like I was talking about earlier, yeah? You're the main character in your timeline. You are the main character in your game. In your story, in your movie, you are the main character. Okay? So write everything down about this desire, about this timeline, this higher timeline, this highest good that you want to create, that you want to hop on, that's already been created, that you want to hop on. Write about it in your journal and make it solid. And how do you do that? Well, just put it, I'm going to move out. I've already, or actually, you know what? Instead of speaking in future tense, speak in present tense. I've moved out already. Like as if you're your future self, right? Like as if you are already your future self, and that has already happened. And I want you to feel it as much as you possibly can, and then write it down. Right? This is making your timeline way more solid. So you put, I have already moved out, and I'm having a great time. I've let go of people, I've let go of situations, I've let go of resistance, and it has helped me enter my highest timeline. Right? I can't see your comment anymore, but I don't know why it's not showing it up on the YouTube. It's strange. But write all these things down and make it more solid, and it's super solid because when you write them down, you can come back to it. Right? And then just read it again or add more to it. Right? And feel this. Feel. And the more you feel, the more with the law of focus, the more your awareness is going to focus on this timeline, right? That you're reaching into, right? And eventually it's just going to get more and more stronger and be here more. Now, when this is happening, you have to keep yourself aware, right? Meaning keep yourself aware of the situations and the events that are coming to you, because you, remember, everything happens in the spiritual realm first. You already created this timeline in the spiritual realm. So now it's coming here. And in order for it to be here, you have to do your part here. So look out for signs, right? Look out for opportunities and possibilities, right? To maybe earn more money, maybe get another job, maybe do something, or look for people around, or all that stuff, and gather your information here. Right? Knowing that timeline already happened. Right? When you do this, again, you're working with the universe. Okay, and again, when this is going on, you don't have to have a super high frequency all the time. It's just an illusion anyway. You're going to be up and down as long as you remind yourself of this. Yes? If you have any more questions, you could go ahead and ask, and I'll try my best to answer, okay? Yeah. What up, Omkra? Mustang, Edgar, so happy you are back. Let's go. I'm busy now, but I'm going to watch the replay later. Oh man, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that, okay? And it looks like we got a donation from Noah. Let's go, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, okay? Appreciate your donation. Awesome. Maybe we are all going through the same thing. Strange. It felt like I was running from something or being chased in my dream. We are all as a collective going through evolution. Every story from God, at least in this dimensional space or awareness, it looks different, but it's actually the same story being told in just infinite amount of ways. So, spiritual people, starseeds, light workers, whatever you want to call yourself, right? You're all going through the same story. You're all going through the same awareness. You're all going through the same initiations and evolution. It's just that you are your own soul signature and your own sovereign being. And since you are your own sovereign being, that means that you have your own perspective, your own consciousness, your own way of looking at the world, and your own point of view, right? And so that creates your own destiny because you have your own expression. And that's a unique destiny, a unique expression that is unique only to you. So it's the same story being told in unique ways, completely unique ways, which feel different, but in reality they're the same. And it's kind of the same thing with everyone else, right? We're all unique aspects, right? And unique expressions and unique souls with our signatures. We never go away, right? Yet we are still one being, God. Experiencing itself through infinite ways. But again, without you expressing yourself in infinite ways, there is no God either. Because God is infinity itself, right? Literally the concept of infinity, that's what God is. So if there's no you, if we grabbed you, right, and we took you out of the pool of God, then that means there wouldn't be infinite possibilities of God because you're missing. Then there would be no God, right? So that's how it works. The infinite nature of God is equally as important or as grand or as divine as the unique expression of the soul. Hola, Uzuki. Hola. Nice to have you here. How's everything? All right. What is new, Edgar? What is happening through the cosmos? Was there something I needed to know for the rest of this year? I can tell you what I can feel from the collective, right? Again, from my own energy and my perception. And it feels like a lot of the collective is awakening, but these are just the first stages of awakening. So a lot of the collective, this is not everyone, okay? But a lot of the collective got their spiritual awareness really quickly. And I mean really, really quickly. Yeah. So meaning like in probably 3-4 years, 5 years, they were aware of the spiritual realm and themselves and their higher selves and all that stuff, and they maybe even became channelers, or they can channel, or they astral project, and right, or they've been kind of doing it their whole life, and now it's even more powerful. The thing, there is no problem with this, but the thing that's going to happen is that the next stages of evolution, your awareness is going to get even more expanded, right? And this is literally happening right now. Oh, the awareness is going to get so expanded. It's like you're evolving too fast. That your human perceptions, the way you view the world as a human, right? Parts of those creations of yourself as a human, of the grounded self, won't understand what they are being awareness to, if that makes sense. They won't understand the awareness that they're feeling, right? Because they are trying to look at that awareness through their logical mind. And this could bring people into the void. And it's happening right now. That's why a lot of people are like having like mental issues because of their spiritual awakening. Even though like 2 months ago, they were like completely resistance free, right? They were like Buddha. And then all of a sudden, boom, right? They get a very strong lower energy with them. And now they're stuck with this lower energy, and they think that it's a demon possessing them, which it is in certain perceptions. But in reality, it's just a tear in your aura. And you're manifesting this demon, yeah? Which is a part of you, because you're the universe. It's not a bad thing that this is happening. This is supposed to happen in the shaman's life. All of you guys are shamans, bro. Right? This is supposed to happen in the shaman's life. They're supposed to go through really intense mental shit because their awareness of the spiritual realm is getting too powerful. And because their awareness of the spiritual realm is getting too powerful, they have to let go of their egos, which is their human minds, this is logical mind. Yeah. They have to let go of their perceptions of egos, what they think the universe is, and just let go of resistance and let the universe be. Right? They have to stop thinking with their thinking mind and gathering so much knowledge. And that's where the collective is right now. A lot of us, including myself, we're all just trying to gain as much spiritual knowledge, reading a lot of books, reading a lot of techniques and this and that, and gaining all. But there comes a point in the spiritual journey where you have all the knowledge already. We already know that the law of one. You already know what it is. You already know what the law of assumption is. You already know what manifestation is. You already know what the law of attraction is. You know this already. But can you feel it? Most people in the spiritual community know these things, but they don't feel it because they have all this resistance. They're trying to come up and analyze how the law of attraction works. This is why science won't work either. Science may catch up to spirituality, but it will never, ever, ever, ever reach true spiritual awareness, because it doesn't matter how much knowledge you gain. It's not about that. It's about letting go and just being with and one with the universe. So this is going to be a very tricky time for the collective. Okay? They're going to be switching from their mind to the heart. That's why it's also very, very important. I'm not saying never use your mind. You have to use your mind, right? I'm not saying intelligence isn't bad. But it's very important to do your best to open up your heart chakra first before trying to open up your third eye. Because your third eye is the awareness to the spiritual realm. And if you're not moving from love, you're going to move from fear. And when you are aware of the spiritual realm and you are afraid of it, you will manifest lower energies and they will fuck with you. Yes, we create God as much as it creates us. It's all a concept of the mind. Yes, true. Yeah, yes, because a lot of the times I hear this a lot in the spiritual circles. It's that we're all one and it's only God. But it is not only God. God is infinite, right? So God is one, but God is also infinite. It's infinity. So every single unique soul is equally as important as God. Without that soul, there is no infinity. There is no infinite nature. So God is one, but God is all as well. And all is one. One is all. Everything very good. So glad I see you live. Thank you for being here, Ozuki. I appreciate you. Glad you're here too. A real one. Much rage right now. I need to channel it. It could be spiritual fuel. Yeah, so if you have a lot of rage, you have a lot of intensity inside of you. You may be a fire sign possibly, but not really. Or it's probably just rage of what happened to you or your life, and you're viewing your life and you're getting all this rage. So you can be the alchemist, right? A lot of people like to shame themselves, right? Why am I feeling angry? I shouldn't be. I'm a spiritual person. Why am I angry right now, right? Don't do that, okay? That's just gonna make everything worse. You can change this energy as the true alchemist that you are, right? You can use your anger, right, for motivation, okay? And it's usually the beginning steps of like transitioning from the lower chakras to, I'd say, the heart chakra, because love for yourself doesn't actually start in the heart chakra, if that makes sense. Love for yourself actually begins in the solar plexus, right? Because the solar plexus is what gives you the energy to do something for your predicament that you're in, right? Let's say your life isn't where you want it to be, right? And rage is associated with the solar plexus chakra. So if you're angry, it's like a blocked solar plexus, but it's expressed through a blocked solar plexus. So if you turn that anger into, you know what? Yeah, so what? My life sucked. Yeah, so what? There's people that talk shit on me. Rather, so what? That this and this and this. What? So what? That my life wasn't exactly how I thought it should be, right? Or whatever makes you angry. I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show that version of myself that it is wrong, right? I'm gonna show that version of myself that my life was for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. I'm gonna do something, right? And once you start doing that, you're actually changing that rage into motivation. And it's love for yourself. It's a very small love for yourself. It's not like heart chakra love for yourself, right? It's like a very small love. It's the beginning stages of changing your energy for motivation to yourself. After that, you want to start changing that motivation into real love and forgiveness. That's when it comes to the heart chakra, right? But it's like a transition. You're not just going to forgive people right away. You're not just going to, it's a slow start, changing anger into motivation, and then that motivation changing it into forgiveness for others and forgiveness for yourself and love for yourself. It starts slow like that. 101, I feel gorged on spiritual info. It doesn't feel good trying to consume more info. The ego is tired. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's why I try my best to stay away from too much spiritual stuff, right? Because there's so many perceptions. There's so many different ways of viewing spirituality, and it also depends on where you are in your journey. There are some guidance, there are some tools that won't work in like the later stages of your journey than instead of your beginning stages, and vice versa, and perceptions and all that. That's just because the spiritual realm is incredibly fluid, like that. It's all about flowing with the journey and what's going on in the moment, rather than this one law is the one law for all parts of my journey. No, it'll work here, but it might not work in this predicament, and vice versa, right? Exactly, Omkra. That's exactly what it is. Evolution is kind of like, I don't like saying it's an illusion, right? But it kind of is a little bit, because you're not like evolving or becoming or turning into something, right? You're actually just returning, returning back to what you always were. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's right. I have like my 3 or 4 like social media spiritual, I guess I'll just call it mentors, right? That I watch and that I listen to, because they vibe with my truth, right? But I don't go out and watch a bunch of other people online speaking their truth, because most of them I don't vibe with them, and they may just, it takes away from my own truth, and I have my own truth to speak. So I have my 3 or 4. I like Dolores Cannon, I like Bashar, I like Darius J. Wright. I also like Carl Jung. Recently, actually, I like Carl Jung. A lot of the stuff that I've always been talking about, especially shadow work, he has already, mastered it, I guess. So I like a lot of the stuff that he says. That's pretty much it. I don't really follow too many things, If it's meant to be, the universe will make it happen. Yep. Don't like the, if you don't do this, it won't happen. Like a chain letter BS. That's just fear. Like if you, the spiritual awareness is less about cause and effect. Like if you don't do this, then this and this will happen and that will happen. That's like this world, the world of separation, which things don't happen in this world before they happen in the spiritual realm. They happen in the spiritual realm first, and then they happen here. So the spiritual realm isn't about that. The spiritual realm is more about energy. How is this making you feel? Does it put fear in you? Even if it sounds right, is it putting fear in you? Okay, well then don't do it. Don't go for it, because you're in a state of fear. You're in a state of panic. You're in a state of alertness. But if your intuition tells you, hey, maybe you shouldn't go that route, there's some danger over there, but you don't feel fear. It's like, okay, I'll go this way instead. That's your inner compass, moving from love. How do you change anger to love? It's a good question. Okay, so I gave a kind of a good example earlier about the solar plexus chakra, but it depends on the anger that you are feeling, right? What anger are you feeling? Are you feeling anger towards others? Are you feeling angry at yourself? Are you feeling angry at God? That happens a lot, by the way. It's a lot more common than you think. Are you angry at the universe or whatever, right? It just depends on your anger, on who you're angry to, right? But you can, like I said earlier, you can change it into motivation. There's obviously things that you want to do in your life. Everybody has these things, even if they're faint. I want to travel the world. I want to meet new people. I want to be more confident. Something that seems small like that, right? I just want to be a more confident person that is more authentic in myself. Yeah? So that anger that you have for everyone, instead of being like, fuck you, everyone, fuck the universe, right? Be like, you know what, universe? I'll show you. I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show everyone that I can become the version of myself that I can become. And I know that's like a lower energy, because it's like it's like you have a chip on your shoulder, but it starts there. And then, like I said, it moves up to your heart chakra. And then after a while, after you spend a little time in motivation and actually doing things and actually showing yourself like, holy shit, I'm actually doing shit. Even if I failed a couple times, I'm actually have the courage to do shit, to do the things that I want to do in my life, right? You turn that resentment, that motivation that you got from anger, you turn it into forgiveness for others, right? I do wonder about the life path 7, even about truth seekers and being analytical seems counterintuitive. However, it comes to the point. I want to be me, the true me, the very nature. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm a life path 7, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm highly analytical, right? So that's not a bad thing. You know, without you're still human, and you're still going to have your ego, and you're still going to be analyzing everything. Like I said earlier in this live, you're not just gonna let go of resistance and just be in that state, you know? You're just not, especially if you're living here in society. You know what I mean? So, what's gonna happen is you're going to feel that state of oneness with everything, feel it completely, and then return to your human self and resistance and all stuff. But remember that state. Remember that state that you were in, and be like, I know that that's happening in the background. You gained perspective from that, and now you're taking that perspective into your, I guess you can call it, lower selves. Because you're not going to stay in completely resistant mode or no resistance like forever. It's like it's very difficult to do that here, and you're not supposed to anyway. You're supposed to live a human life as well, right? And a lot of it's a combination of things as well. Like if you're life path 7, you're going to be spiritual, and you're a teacher. That's what life path 7s came here to do, right? It's like they have two minds. Like they have their analytical mind, and then they have their intuitive mind, and they will be going into their intuitive mind, gaining, I guess, letting go of knowledge, right? But learning the new perspective, the real perspective, the love perspective, and then returning to their analytical mind and analyzing that. But not over analyzing it till you start, creating lower energies and shit, because you're analyzing it through your human mind. Instead, you're analyzing it through a new perspective that you gained from entering this higher awareness, right? It's like you're dipping your foot into the spiritual realm, and then you're returning and you're teaching what you taught, what you just learned. That's the life path 7's life, and also the life path 9, but more of the life path 7. The point of creation is expansion, and conceptualizing of the self has its purpose, but after some point it can't keep. You're always yourself. Like, it's not like one, like you're gonna be expanding and then you just become God. It's like, yes, but you're always yourself. No matter how much you expand infinitely into God, you can still expand infinitely into yourself as well. That's how grand and beautiful God is, right? So you are always yourself. You are always your soul, all the way till infinity. It's just a different perception of that soul, different aspect of that soul. So you can be completely one with God, completely dissolved, one perfectly with God, and yet you'll still find yourself in that, because you're still yourself. And in that self itself can also evolve infinitely, completely one with yourself. And it just keeps going. God never ends. The more evolved you're gonna get. The higher perception, the higher, and it just keeps fucking going. We are always evolving infinitely. Never stops. Always expanding. That's the very nature of God, the very nature of infinity. Sarah the Alchemist is on point too. I'm just tired of the endless spirituality stuff. So much mumbo jumbo. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's very true. I understand it though. I understand that you got to say some things that are clickbait, right? Because you want to spread your message out there, and I do that. I do every now and then do make videos that are clickbait or whatever you want to call it, right? But for the most part, I try my best to speak my truth. It's automatic for me, honestly. For me, anger could be like a trance for channeling motivation. Yeah, like it disrupts stagnated low energy I've been dealing. Yes, exactly. That's where everyone I mean, just look at anybody. Like, let's look at like a normal person, right? That's not spiritual or whatever. And they're like, let's say they're kind of, big or whatever, and they want to go to the gym, but they're scared, right? Maybe their whole life they haven't felt good about their bodies. They have lower energies, right? But they want to do something with their life. And maybe they have some anger about the society. How can society treat people like myself in this way? My friends were mean. I had bullies. Like there's some form of anger there. You can change that anger, and I'll show the world that I can change, and I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, right? And all that anger is changed into motivation. And most normal people, right? Most normal people are the alchemist in their life, and they don't even know that they're alchemists, right? Alchemy happens all the time. It's just changing the way your viewpoint is into another healthier viewpoint, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think it all makes sense. That's true about being a teacher and of somewhat leader. More of a creator's role, artist gatherer, and all aspects to meet in the center. Has anyone seen Frankenstein? I've heard about the new Frankenstein movie. I haven't seen it though. But yeah. God as the self is just wants to know itself. It's the same for us because we are it, lol. We are in alignment with ourself. We already know ourself. That's the crazy part, right? It wants to God and you at the same time. It's not just God, you as well, because you are a form of God. Wants to experience evolution, right? And in order for it to do that, it has to fall and forget itself. That way it can, know itself again, right? Yes, there's no difference. 100%. 100%. And not only that, like your uniqueness, in the spiritual realm, your own personal expression and uniqueness is honored, right? Because everybody or everything or every soul over there is expressing love, right? So if you express yourself fully and authentically, and someone else does that too in the spiritual realm, it is seen as a sign of beauty. It is looked at as beautiful because, it's just God it's just myself expressing myself through another version of myself, right? Yet it's unique to itself. My energy that my own soul has, right, is the only energy in the cosmos that can express itself this way, and vice versa, and things like that, right? All part of consciousness. So that's why it's also very, like if you want to get on like a path where you are succeeding, right, in whatever endeavors that you want to take, you can look at others. And I know I made a video about this. I think it should be posted probably in like 2 or 3 days. You want to be able to view others that are doing that are already doing what you're doing, that what you want to do, excuse me, and celebrate them. It's like you're honoring them. You're honoring their expression. Let's say you want to be like I don't know, I'll just throw it out, like a singer or something. And you're seeing someone else that you take inspiration from, and instead of hating on them or whatever, right? You applaud them, you celebrate them, because it's a piece of God that's out there living their dream, right? And so when you do this, you're actually taking some of that. You're vibing, not taking, but you're like vibing with that energy of success. You're vibing with that energy of authenticity. Excuse me, right? And when you vibe with this energy of authenticity, it actually makes it easier for you, since you're in a high frequency, right? Because you're celebrating someone else, you're not hating on them. It makes it easier for you to enter that timeline. So when you celebrate others' success, especially if they're doing what you want to do, and you celebrate and be like, yeah, I can do that too, you're creating timelines where that has already happened. Edgar, can I ask a follow-up question? There is fear and uncertainty about getting my potential wasted being where I am. Okay, how to not be fearful and act, and can you say if this is what I'm meant to do? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Everybody intuitively already knows what it is that they need to do for their highest good, right? If you have a fear and uncertainty about getting your potential wasted, it's usually because you are comparing yourself to something, right? Either you're older, right, and you don't think you have enough time, right? Or you're comparing yourself to others and you think you should be at this stage in your life before anything else happens, and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Yeah. So what I suggest is you have to be at peace first before acting. You have to be at peace with your current predicament, right? And that usually means letting go of all the fucking bullshit from society on where your life needs to be, where you have to be right now. And this usually means it's tied to other people, because the reason why you don't feel well about where you are, right, is because other people may put pressure on you that you should be here or you should be there or whatever. So it's like an inner child thing. Yeah. How to deal with, okay, so I suggest being kinder to yourself, being more chill with yourself, stop putting so much pressure on yourself, and understanding your purpose. You know what I mean? And just because you don't know, maybe you may not know your purpose yet or what it is that you need to do. Your life is your purpose, bro, right? Your destiny is your purpose. Okay, and your purpose is evolution, right? And your purpose is rediscovering yourself, right? You're not gonna just know yourself right away. You have to let go of resistance. That's how you're gonna know yourself. So you have to start there, right? Start with being kinder to yourself. Stop comparing yourself to the ideal person. You have your own life from your own perspective and your own fucking timing. Yeah? Be more chill with that. Let go of other people that are not good, because I know there's people in your life that are not good. Yeah, at least not for your highest good. And once you start getting here, then the universe is going to start showing you the timeline that you're already manifesting. Yes? How to deal with resistance energies, they get very strong when I get into a meditative state. The only reason they get strong when you are in a meditative state is because the only way to get into a very powerful meditative state is if you let go of these energies that are already inside of you. Right? So what your meditation effectively is doing, it is not like you're not magnetizing lower energies when you get into a meditative state. It's actually just uncovering these lower energies that are already inside of you, right? So if you are feeling resistance, try to locate it in your body, right? Locate it where, in which chakra you're feeling resistance. Most likely here. Sometimes it's your heart chakra, right? It could be here as well. Yeah. Locate where you're feeling these things. Meditation gets heavy. Yeah, you're being asked to do shadow work. If you're meditating and you get strong lower energies, the universe is asking you, like, yo, you have to deal with this energy right here. Right? You have to deal with this darkness right here. Because when you're in your day-to-day life and you're not meditating, this darkness kind of hides because your focus, the law of focus, right? Your awareness is in other things. But when your awareness starts to calm down, boom, your lower energies come back, the ones that you're supposed to be working on, right? So locate it in your body and locate what it says. What is it telling you? Speak to it. Don't be afraid of it. You don't be afraid of the heaviness, yeah? Just know it's just another energy of the universe. And then speak to it. Ask, what is this about, right? And when you ask, the energy is going to want to start expressing itself. Let it express itself through you, right? Either bring out a journal and write down why you're not feeling so well. I'm scared. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid. All of that stuff, right? Okay, if your mind is like chaos, grab one. Doesn't have to be all of them. Grab one, just one. Write one down. I'm afraid that I'm going to fail. Be fucking real with yourself. You know what I mean? Be super real with yourself. This is why most people can't do shadow work, because it's hard. It's hard being vulnerable with yourself. It's scary. But it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be scary at all. Right? Just be in your observer self. Know that this is just an energy, and a belief doesn't mean it's reality. Right? So write them down. And once you have them written down, you could always return to them. And then after you write what you think, you write down all of your, your lower energies and things like that, right? Your lower perceptions. Then ask your higher self, okay, to write for you. Ask, you know what, higher self, I need your help now. You see all these things that I'm dealing with? I need your help. What's going on? And the higher self, the way to let the higher self talk is if you have to let the most simplest of words come out of you with the highest intentions. And it's like as if Jesus was talking to you. It was like as if God was talking to you, right? Of the highest. And let it come out and let it be simple. The higher self doesn't speak in this crazy knowledge and super intelligence, right? It's very simple. It could just be you're being way too hard on yourself. It could just be you are forgetting your little boy or your little girl, right? Small things like that. And if you feel it enough, it will change in the spiritual realm. So try this, okay? That's shadow work. If not, you could also look for shadow work journals online. There's like a bunch of them, and they're all they're gonna work. They have a very good practices. And if anybody knows of shadow work journals here, I'm sure maybe someone knows them. Go ahead and recommend them, guys. What up, Within the Brook? Let's go. Thank you for being here. Man, I always say about letting go all that crap of society's boring games. Hi, Brookie. I wish one of my family members can be with me on my spiritual journey, though, where, you know, the rest. The thing about the spiritual journey, though, is that it is a very you know, we like to say that we are one, right? We are one being, and we are all one grand energy. But in this reality, the experience, the spiritual path, the soul path, is very, like, personal. It's very you and your own personal relationship you have with the universe as a human, right? And your awareness to the universe. Very, very personal relationship. So even like if you find your soul tribe and you find people that you vibe with, and you speak spirituality, you, every single one of those people have their own awareness to spirituality that is unique to themselves, and that's it. And it is the same but different, if that makes sense. Can you please give advice on how to meditate for beginners? Yeah, of course. So the first thing that you have to do as a beginner is let go of any type of goal that you want to have by meditating. You shouldn't have goals, right? What do I mean? I mean, don't be like, in this meditation, I'm going to try my best to be peaceful, right? The problem is that you're trying to be peaceful instead of just being peaceful. So when you set a goal upon yourself, right, you're putting like some type of pressure on yourself and some type of climb that you have to get to this goal here, and then you're here, right? That's not how meditation works, right? So all you have to know about meditation is that you're just chilling with yourself. For beginners, that's it. Just chilling with yourself, and it's your focus, right? The law of focus. It's your awareness. Breathe and breathe in deeply, and then breathe out deeply, and just keep doing it over and over again, and focus all of your attention on your breath. Don't have a goal, right? I'm gonna get to here, I'm gonna get to here. None of that. Don't have a goal. Just breathe and stay as long as you possibly can in the meditation. If it's 45 minutes, awesome. If it's 30 minutes, awesome. If it's 2 freaking hours, perfect, right? Just do it, and do it over and over and over again, and try to do it every day. And eventually, you're gonna start entering that meditative awareness and that trance, right? Eventually, it's just gonna happen no matter what. But first, you have to just focus on the breath, because you have so many thoughts in your mind and everything's going all over the place. When you focus on the breath, all the focus from all the freaking thoughts that are in your mind go to the breath instead, and that calms your mind and it puts you in a meditative state, right? And then from there, once you're able to reach the meditative state, you're not going to be able to not do it anymore. Once you know how to reach the meditative state, it's super easy to reach it every now. And once you go back to meditation, it's going to be easy now. You just got to get to that state, right? And don't try to get to that state. Just focus on the breath. I have not channeled that, Tanisha. I haven't been called to channel it. But maybe I should. I used to think I needed people in my circle or fam to be on the same journey, but it's actually been a blessing to be doing it on your own. Yep. But not really, because we got a soul fam. Yeah. Because even though the universe is the same, I guess you can say, every single person has their own unique perception of that universe or perspective. And they're going to understand or understand the universe in their own unique way. That is completely different, but the same as others. It takes a lot to be a part of a soul fam sometimes, because they reveal every part of you where you still need work, love, and acceptance. Yep. That's one thing for sure within a Brook, is that you're always going to be learning lessons, until we're out of here, right? We're always going to be learning lessons. And the best way to learn lessons about yourself is understanding that the universe is going to mirror you, and it's going to show you a lot of parts of yourself that still need acceptance, healing, work, love, yeah, all that stuff. But I love it. Yes, let's go. You were made for it. We were all made for it, yeah? Okay. Loner wolf is good for shadow work. Okay, cool. That's a good I've never heard of that one actually. Have I? No. There you go, guys. If you guys need a book on shadow work, The Loner Wolf, recommended by Omkra. Is a suggestion that you guys should probably check out. I'd say probably the more difficult things of this spiritual journey, which I know, these difficulty and all that stuff is all part of the illusion, but I'd say the most difficult thing is doing your shadow work. It could be one of the most intense things for sure. Let's go within a brook. All right, my friends. It's already been an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. I gotta get out of here, guys. I love you guys very much. Thank you guys for always supporting me, supporting the live show. I'll be back on Friday, guys, at 5 p.m. If you guys want to stop by and say hi and all that good stuff. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing your prayers, staying in gratitude, doing your shadow work. I hope you guys are evolving and expanding. I hope you guys are finding your relationship with God and enjoying your human experience, man. We're not just here to evolve and be spiritual beings with abilities, We're also here to just love our human self, love our human experience, understand that this is it's like a privilege to be here. So yeah, how are you doing through this Scorpio season, Edgar? And how was the 11 portal been for you? Yesterday there was a lot of shadow work that I needed to do, but I didn't do it because I don't think I meditated yesterday. So yesterday I wasn't feeling too well. There was a lot of lower energies. But today in the morning, I woke up and I just started to clear my head. I just started getting downloads and it cleared my head and stuff like that. So I feel much better today than yesterday, and I can just feel myself. I can just feel my awareness of the spiritual realm becoming more and more and more apparent, right? But as for the Scorpio season, there is a lot of shadow work that I've been doing and a lot of transformation that I've been doing. So Scorpio season has been pretty good to me because I've been letting go of a lot of false realities, false identities, false beliefs. So yeah, thank you for asking that within a brook, and I hope you are doing well yourself. Okay, thank you for being here, guys. And that's it, my friends. Yes, I'll be back 5 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, guys, on Friday. Go check out the Lighthouse, my friends. The Lighthouse is a Discord community for light workers. The Link will be in the video description down below. If you're not in it yet, go check it out, my friends. A lot of awesome people, like Within a Brook. Super awesome people, man, that are there. Okay, I'm rarely there, guys, but that's more for just the fam. You know what I mean? To come together and, you know, do your thing. Okay, I'm a life path 7 anyway. I've always been by myself and a loner, so I'm over here just doing my thing. Yeah. So other than that, my friends, I love you guys so very much. I'll be back on Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and until then, namaste.